1,000 years ago, Dustfall emerged, a settlement with naught but hope and vision for its future. Its people found creatures amongst the void sea, a black sea full of beasts and horrors. Brave city dwellers ventured out on whim adventure and found themselves colossal creatures, which they in turn harvested for their viscera, siphoning it off into great refineries, funneling it into the very fuel that powers Dustfall and its neighboring island, making all involved rich and powerful. At the height of this power stands the Leviathan hunters, those who are brave or foolish enough to make this endeavor, to harvest the god's own flesh, to listen and sing the Leviathan song.
So how many more times do we have to hear that? One more time, right?
Yes, one more time. Look, it hypes me up. Hopefully it hypes you up a bit. Gets you into the gist.
I can't even understand what you're saying.
Can you give us an idea of what the Leviathan song sounds like, please?
Like Mariah Carey at Christmas. Doing her number.
Oh, no
Well,
further.
suddenly this became a real, genuine horror.
Or the little girl from Love Actually doing it.
Ugh.
Even worse.
Worser. So, yeah, I guess we've kind of just had that conversation with him. So you're kind of making your way through. Jangles, I think we said previously you were kind of like slumped in the crew quarters that you all share, kind of recharging. Because you were kind of saying
You were
the
docked
last
like
time,
a Roomba.
Yeah, you were saying the last time you were kind of getting a bit of a or running low on electroplasm, so you were hibernating, so to say. But yeah, I imagine you've been collected, or you found your way over to the crew. Yes. Do you want to do anything first, or shall I just kick off into it?
Let's go scrub some loos.
Straight to the chores, please.
Excellent. Right. So, you make your way. Perkins guarding you. He knows the ship like the back of his hand. Oh, yes, sirs. Please follow me. It'll be my humble duty to lead you to where
Don't
you
you
need
start
to be.
saying humble.
Look, there's more.
That's my
there's room
one
for two
thing.
humble characters.
Sorry. That'll be my Green Man Gaming duty to take you to where you need to be.
Oh, yes, sir.
Oh, yes, sir.
The humble
Follow
bundle,
me.
sir.
Follow my footsteps up. I'd much rather be following in your footsteps, sir. You're a very great man, Mr. Crowe.
Don't steal my character. That's not Perkins.
It is my Percy. So
I
take
see.
it. So yeah, you're led to this kind of, it's on the topper decks. Usually or you lot belong down below. That's where you are. You kind of have your common crew quarters, and then it kind of leads on to this pub downstairs, and it's all the leads. But no, now you're in the top deck. Maybe there's instead of portholes now, you got more windows, and they're kind of paisley stained and all this, proper fancy.
Wow.
And there's basically in the officers' quarters, there's rooms for each officer. So you're kind of into a lobby, so to say, and you kind of got doors for each officer. There is. I can tell you how many there are, but if you tell me whose you want to start with, we can take it from there. There's 7 doors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7.
I'll take door number 7, please.
What's behind door number 7?
We can do whole team for each room. We can go room to room. Or split forces.
Can I roll to see how much I know about the effectiveness of cleaning rooms? I know it's easier to make a bed with 2 people.
It's true.
That's true. That's true. You're not wrong.
You've made a bed before. You'd know that.
Yeah, but a single little cot, probably covered in mildew and, don't know, mushroom droppings.
Yeah, I think Phinneas would probably want to go with Mr. Crowe, if only so that he can get Mr. Crowe to actually do most of the work.
Yeah.
I also have taken quite a fondness to calling him Mr. Crowe because I just feel like he just would.
Yeah.
I think
Nice.
he probably did a fair bit of cleaning and bed making when he was on board ship with Tiet Cahn before.
Yeah.
I think we're all qualified for tidying rooms, broadly, as like adults.
You've got a hull, might as well use it.
That's true.
The function was to guard, wasn't it?
My function was, yeah, so not actually normally this sort of thing. Is my answer is acquire, or guard, or what master commands.
I think it's fair to say that Tiet would have you do some cleaning though.
Yeah, it makes sense that she's not here.
But she's gonna miraculously appear like a vampire, just appears out of nowhere almost.
Yeah. Right, so we start cleaning.
Start cleaning, do you? Through door number 7. Whoa there. Whoa there.
Yeah, it's some people work illogically, but the only logical way is to go to the end and work your way back. Just
Yeah.
It's a good thing as of yet I've not assigned people to the doors.
That is the best way to mop as well. So
it's true.
yeah.
Nice. Okay. Well, you kind of you enter, and it's actually surprisingly simple furniture and whatnot, simple arrangements there. Apart from some kind of various bones kind of hanging from the walls and whatnot, and some of them even have runes etched on them. You kind of see maybe some small cages and quite a few different what do you call them? The spirit bottles, kind of just across the shelves and whatnot. And then in the corner is a black safe, and it's actually quite small, maybe just imagine like a regular safe, bulk standard old safe, and then but it's got kind of like this shimmering purplish glow over it, and then a single larger bone rune sits atop of it.
Well, I will say that Myre Crowe is not interested in stealing anything. Just wants to do his job. Get back to his master plan of superseding the steward.
Jangles is definitely interested in acquiring some things.
Yes.
So what was the larger like bone charm that was on top of it? Did you say?
Yeah. So across the room, there's like several various bone charms and whatnot. Well, this one is much larger than those, and it definitely is sitting atop the safe. And probably in the runes, you can see they're actually the same kind of purple glimmer that covers the safe.
Hmm. I guess Jangles will jump on top of the is it a desk or chest of drawers or whatever it and I guess take a closer look at this larger bone charm, and see if he can. I mean, there's something to do with it in the safe. Maybe if we smash it, it'll unlock the safe. Maybe if you place it to the safe, it'll unlock the safe. I guess he'll jump down and like place it up against the safe.
You do that, and it kind of shimmers as you bring it closer, but you don't discern any change really.
I would try and like spiritually work out what it's supposed to be for, but my attune skill's shit as well. So
well, I think you can always more or less try and attune and unlock it. That's what you're trying to do.
yeah. No, I think I'll just smash it.
Smash it.
Well, actually, that would Jangles do. Okay, we'll try to kind of get closer to this charm and spiritually work out what it's supposed to do, and see if we can sense any kind of connection to a lock somehow that we won't be able to understand, but might be able to like notice and do something with.
Okay. So you're trying to, let me start a clock. So you're trying to just figure out what it does?
Essentially, I think Jangles is making the assumption that this is in some way a key for the safe, and that if we only, I'm trying to use a word for attune that isn't attune, but I'll just say attune to the object enough to kind of get a feel for it, then we might work out how to open it.
Okay, yeah, cool. If you're rolling, does anyone want to assist? Myre's got his nose out of this one, but Phinneas?
It's not really his vibe. He's interested in like getting dirt on people and stuff like that, and finding information. But I don't think he'd be endangering himself with trying to attune to a thing to open a safe.
Fair.
See, he's quite uncomfortable with the supernatural.
Yeah.
Which is why he's obviously on a Leviathan. But he doesn't really want to be here.
Not many do. It's a grisly fortune. Yeah, so you can roll an attune, or whatever you wish to roll. If it is an attune, I'll give you a ski standard. Meaning that if you do attune, you will kind of know how to unlock it.
I don't like the sound that risky.
I think.
Oh.
I was gonna say, this would make Myre very nervous, so would be keeping an eye out with my 1 point of attune, but
Aha! Narrator!
too late.
There are simply no consequences for our actions.
Olly, what are the clock sizes? Do you have an 8-segment clock?
Yeah, it's 4, 6, 8, 10. I think.
Okay. The clock's been started. So, what happens is, what are you trying to do, like in the narrative, Alex? Are you Jangles? Are you like?
Physically, he's probably standing in front of the safe, turning this charm over and over in his hands, and like kind of looking close and maybe shaking it like a present to see if it rattles, and like maybe like licks it a bit, see what it tastes like. Actually, no, he doesn't have a tongue. He can't do that. Just kind of like turning it over, holding it towards the safe in different positions, and like looking at it real close. and trying to reach out with his feelings in a Jedi-like way, and utterly failing to do so.
Aww. Jangles so sad. Doesn't have feelings. Oh.
Maybe that's why he's failed to roll. If only he had a
Oh.
soul.
What feelings of his past life he had, he's lost all of them. Yeah, so, well, the rune, it's kind of glowing where the runes are, anyway, and those kind of start getting brighter and brighter, almost to the point where it's blinding. It's almost like a flashbang's gone off, and you're almost completely blinded from it. Though, if you could take a wound, level 1 wound, sight impaired, or something similar to that. It's really sore. It's clearly fixed the ghost field.
Oh, fucking hell! Ow! Bloody hellfire! Yeah, he sort of jumps up and down comedically on his from foot to foot, and then, assuming his sight sort of returns at some point, he'll jump back on top of the thing and.
Sorry, you cut off there. What do you do?
Sorry, I said he sort of comedically jumps from foot to foot, going, "Oh, fuck it! Ow, ow!" And then, assuming his sight comes back at some point, he'll go back on top of the chest of drawers and put the charm back where it was.
Okay, nice. Ah, poor Jangles. I don't want to injure Jangles.
Too late, mate. Got that on your conscience.
Oh no, how will I sleep? Oh. So anything else you want to do here, or do you want to scoot along?
Scooting seems good on this one.
Have we actually cleaned it yet?
No, we're just snooping. Can we do what I imagine happens in a cruise ship, like the day they kick off all the middle-class Midlanders, and they have to clean all the rooms at once. They open up all the doors, and they get out all the dirty laundry, and then we can kind of see what's interesting in each of the rooms.
Yeah, you have your
sticks out.
maids. The trolleys they carry with all the cleaning supplies. You've got one of them. You've got one of them, and it's stationed outside
with all the with all the new tea bags and
Barcraft, Hoover,
chocolate pillow chocolates. Yeah.
Yeah, I hope one of you can finesse a swan out of a towel, because they do expect that. Or a mini Leviathan, even.
Jangles will do that. Jangles will absolutely. He'll make little monkeys, little towel monkeys for every bed.
Aww, that's adorable. Yeah, so you kind of go along and open all the doors. The rest of the rooms are way more kind of luscious and exquisite. Kind of red velvet curtains and, gold trim on everything and all this. Drinks cabinets full to the brim.
Cream cheese all over the cream cheese frosting all over the public curtains. That's crazy.
I'm having cream cheese frosting. My wedding cake. It's gonna be great.
Look, it was a bad joke. I would have expected at least a smirk.
I smirked.
You can all fuck off.
Camera.
Okay, so these rooms looking nicer.
Yes. So in this one, loads of papers on the desk. Loads of papers. There's bookshelves behind, and you can see it's as if the bookshelves have been tampered with to some degree, or something's been hastily put away or taken off it. It's looking a bit dodgy. Lots of papers. And as you draw closer, you can probably imagine that this is the quartermaster's room, because there's lots of detailing and accounts and all this of the stocks and whatnot, just stuff like that.
I peruse the papers.
You peruse the papers. Have a little perusal, cheeky perusal. As you're perusing, you come across a mahogany leather-bound satchel, a mahogany leather-bound book.
Why does this remind me so much of?
Description.
Why do I feel like mahogany is supposed to feature in neither of those?
I was trying to quote the Anchorman bit, but I failed.
It's got a mahogany-coloured leather-bound book.
Yeah, a mahogany-coloured
Did he say
leather-bound book.
smells of mahogany as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does
So
it
you-
smell of mahogany?
Myre, you clasp this book, and as you do, the paper,
wetly.
the paper's drenched by your wet hands.
Rendering them illegible.
All the information is gone.
You've completely ruined it. And as you're kind of, are you looking for anything in particular here?
Pair of waterproof gloves. No, I'm just out of curiosity. I'm just glancing at what's kind of open on the desk, basically.
Okay. Yeah, so as I said, it's all basically, accounting and stocks and inventory, really.
You said something about it seeming like there'd been some sort of like it's sort of not
rush.
how it should be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Could I maybe do find out?
Yeah.
Based on what's been thrown out, what's happened?
I help you study. Let's get the old 1-2.
Before you do, let me just finish this. So on this book that you find on the desk, probably towards the end, it's like a journal, so you can see all of his kind of private journaling. And towards the end, there's some pages that have been torn out. So all you can see is the shreds of paper on the lining, and then it's been torn out. But there you go.
Okay, so all right.
Roll away.
Well, okay. I'm just trying to work out what I'm actually trying to find out. Basically, what happened, I guess. Right, study, and then I'm getting a +1, am I, from Phinneas? What is the position and effect?
Let's go risky standard.
Risky study, eh? Is there much
Should be a
risk?
magnifying glass.
Is there much risk to this reading?
Head cuts.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
if anybody catches you perusing documents instead of cleaning,
That's why I said I just glanced at what was open on the desk, and then you told me I was reading a book. So I was trying
yeah,
to
but
be
you're not
sly.
cleaning, are you? You're
I'm sort of
You're snooping.
I'm mopping and then kind of looking at the desk at the same time. That's what I wanted to
Okay.
do, but that's
I
fine.
mean, if Myre wants to mop, then Phinneas actually would probably be taking the risk and sitting down
Feet up.
and properly looking at the stuff.
Well, thank you for that assist. Otherwise, it would have been a 1-1.
That would have been. It's a good job we don't have critical failures here, but if we did,
Are you sure about that? In my game, there may be 3.
Success with a consequence.
Yeah. So, what you kind of scrutinize the bookshelf. You kind of have after glancing at the desk. You can kind of get the gist that the bookshelf's been rearranged in a manner to hide something. what that is, you don't know. But you could hazard a guess that it was from the torn pages from the book. From the book. From the journal.
Somebody's ripped out the pages and has kind of hastily tried to hide them.
Yes.
Okay, does my study not tell me where they are?
Well, funny you should say that. Yeah, you kind of you might see like a corner of a page underneath one of the books where he's tried to hide it. What do? Do you take it out?
Yes.
you take out the sheets of paper, and as you, I guess you kind of study them, and as you kind of look, all you can see, it's not really English. It's kind of like the scratchings of a madman, with kind of like rune-like symbols, etched in between them. And as you try and make sense of it, those runes start glowing. And as they start glowing, you kind of feel this.
It says, "My name is Tom Riddle."
Nah.
As they start glowing, they kind of you kind of feel like a haze come on, like a foggy mist, and then all of you kind of
Die.
well, kind of pass out. You kind of pass out, and you awake, and you're on a rowboat in the Void Sea, and before you, surrounded in the Void Sea, before you is this great, colossal, fleshy temple. And it has bony protrusion, bony like fucking bits coming out of it. It's got kind of meandering, suction-cupped tentacles kind of flowing around like flagella. It's got a hazy bluish mist creeping around the perimeter. And as you kind of draw closer in your boat, no one's actually like rowing it or steering it. The boat's just moving towards the fleshy temple. And as you kind of draw closer, you're starting to feel this intense fatigue come over you. And then a hand comes out of the Void Sea and claps onto the side of the boat. And it's like a fleshy, scabby hand with like little things stuck to it, sea creatures and whatnot. And a big great crab arm penetrates through the middle of the rowboat. And then, bam! You're back in the room.
Didn't like that very much.
But it was a shared hallucination. You all felt that. You all witnessed it. You saw each other there. Do you have any? Do your characters have any reaction off the bat?
I wonder if Myre has at least some ability to connect what has just happened with like having looked at this mysterious page, but I imagine the others are a bit like, what the fuck? So Phineas's reaction would probably be something along those lines of suddenly I can't remember a Romy accent. So what the fuck?
All right.
That wasn't Romy at all.
Did you have a hallucination last session as well?
Yeah. Yeah. He's not loving this. Especially as I said, he's not a huge fan of the super natties.
Super natties.
Yeah, I think Myre would be shaken, but I think also definitely intrigued by this power.
Power.
Well, yes, this sort of arcane. No, wait, I've done it again. I'm in the wrong game. What do we call it in this game?
Arcane's I use it, and I think it's right because it is arcane, right?
Yeah, I think there is.
I think
because
that's
it's
a
like
good descriptor.
yeah, because it's like the arcane is like the
magical side of things.
Yeah. Because it's like
what we would say it is the ghost field, but doesn't really apply as much.
I think there's like the scientific, pseudo-scientific ghosty stuff, and then there's also like the magic stuff, and then there's also like the demonic stuff, all mixed together. So I think this kind of arcane ritual magic seems very intriguing. So it's in a journal that the quartermaster wrote, but he's hidden it.
Yes.
So would there be any why would Myre have any idea of why the quartermaster would have this, or is it just completely no clue?
There isn't a great reason why it'd be kind of, amidst his kind of like personal journaling, why you'd have these, random scratchings and runes written on a few pages that he's tried to hastily hide.
Yeah, because we know the Leviathan is
pretty odd behavior.
We know the Leviathan is like bony protrusions as well.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So we can kind of tie that with, maybe it's like, well, that can't be a coincidence that the hidden pages are giving us visions of things that look very similar to the Leviathan that we're supposed to be closing in on.
All roads lead to the Flesh Palace.
Flesh Palace.
Yes.
With
bony protrusions.
A Flesh Palace.
We're also in spooky season as well now, so.
That sounds like some Drukari shit. The Flesh Palace.
Yeah, but at least theirs would be like a bit fun.
Or a Nurgle one.
What, this ain't fun?
Yeah.
You don't like the crab men? And the squid people? Yeah, so you kind of all share that vision. I'm sure even Jangles, because he's not like completely a robot, right? He's got his spirit, which is from somebody a while ago who's passed. He's like a dreadnought kind of
trapped in the hole.
So you still have you'll still be able to feel this and witness this with the rest of the crew here. Tiet Cahn has appeared, sleeking through the ship. Mike, are you with us?
Half and half. Half and half.
Okay, lovely.
Which one?
Well, you would have also had this hallucination as well.
Yeah, it would have fucked her up. She's not a fan of, like I said, being at the sea, so being in that position is, especially when you think of the premonition of the future, her dread fear of drowning again, even though I'm sure she can't drown as a vampire. I don't know. Whatever it is, that definitely doesn't help. There's a big monster trying to pull him down underwater. That's pretty much how she died originally. So it's all no bueno.
No bueno indeed.
For the fearless vampires, it's shaking in her boots.
Yes. So I forgot the consequence. The consequence is you will suffer one stress. Because it's pretty scary.
My first point of stress.
Yeah. There wasn't a
Spent all my help for you.
It wasn't a consequence of the 5, it's just a consequence of the hallucination.
And look at where it got me.
Actually, as a whole, I can't suffer stress. I suffer drain.
Well, your little orangutan mind is so overwhelmed. You drain your battery a bit quicker.
Someone's put
I don't know.
heated seats on.
how's the drain work?
It's just stress. It's just
Okay.
it's just a different name for stress.
Yeah.
Well, not
Jangles.
quite. So, I have to connect to an industrial grade generator as a downtime action in order to clear 5 drain.
This is gonna be so difficult. You won't be able to clear stress that easily. You're gonna have to really persuade the
Well,
right person.
I'm the same. I have to feed on something in downtime to recover my stress. So similar, I don't think that's gonna happen.
There is
Yeah.
some Leviathan blood batteries somewhere in the hold that I can.
That's the thing. I think Jangles and Tiet can just find some blood-soaked batteries, and they're both set for life.
Nice. Nice. Okay. Bosh. Right. You move into the next room.
Yeah, I mean, well, I started a sentence, then just completely shut down. I don't think Myre is going to want to interfere with anything and have more freaky visions, unless something is super juicy. So just let me know if there's something super juicy.
Cool. And you said Mars probably quite interested in that, how that hallucination played out.
Yeah, who's the one? Is it the Navigator who's pretty spooky magic?
Yeah. So the auger.
The Olga. Would that?
The auger is Sorry, what you saying?
Do we reckon that was the first room then, with the magic
Yes.
safe?
Yes. Big yes. Arquo Lauria. She's the bony and wiry Taikarosi woman. Who your leverage on what's his name, Wester Sly? Should she find out, she'd fucking have his hide.
That's true. Ooh.
Yes.
Oh.
Maybe. Come back to me. I'm going to come up with some. I might have a clever plan.
Ooh. A clever plan. A clever little ruse. Okay, so as you go into maybe you do a bit of cleaning, actual cleaning this time, in between,
Never.
your findings. Never. Do a bit of cleaning here and there, and then empty a chamber pot or two and move on to the next room. And this is you'd basically more or less figure out that it's Carissa Clement, her room, and she's the ship's doctor. Maybe there's a big theme hospital logo on the wall or whatever to really indicate it's her room.
Don't you have one of those in your arm?
Yeah, very nice, very good. Very good. Brilliant. I'm actually getting it finished in December.
What, you getting the green in?
Yeah, brilliant.
So I
Zing,
had
zing.
to double down. Very good.
Yeah, nice. Bastard. You're gonna lose your mind first.
That's how it goes.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I like my theme hospital tattoo. It's great.
Me
I love the game.
It's an absolute all-time great.
Indeed. Yeah, so you enter the ship's doctor's quarters. What do you do? You're kind of cleaning away. Sort of a similar setup to the previous one, but a lot tidier. You can kind of see, like an inkwell and a quill laid out on the desk with a few letters and whatnot. And everything's kind of very tidy already. Not even much cleaning required.
Does anything seem, from a glance, unusual or suspicious?
I wouldn't say so.
Like there's not like a box of hands in the corner or something.
No, not yet. Even though that would be quite the trophy. No, yeah. There's just some letters on the desk, and one appears somewhat like unfinished.
I read the letter. Can't believe an unfinished letters on the table. Some nosy bugger's gonna read them.
Have you played Baldur's Gate 3, Milo? You seem to be clicking on everything.
No, this is like the actual sort of thing that Phinneas is looking for, though. He's looking for information on people.
There's some
that he
rope in a
can
barrel
use.
over there. If you
There never was a use for any of the ropes I picked up. Not on one. Not on one. There's an unfinished letter on the table. On the snooping quest.
Where is everyone, by the way? Where are all the officers?
They're doing their officer duties.
Okay, so they could come back at any moment.
Yeah.
Only if they're slacking.
Pop back for you to the loo. Don't want to use the crew's loos.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well,
That's true. You got to clean them.
Myre better be scrubbing while Phinneas has a little read.
I'm not scrubbing. I'm scribbling a note, but you can come back to me.
Jangles left with scrub.
I'm sure Westerly would have appointed you his own personal toilet cleaner.
Probably.
Having an inkling of your, how you are, wanting to kind of suck up to him, he's gonna exploit that. So, Phinneas, you're inquiring, you're having a little gander at this letter. At the top of it, you can see it's addressed to Master Butcher Noggs. And it basically goes over how Chris is basically explaining to Noggs in how Chief Engineer Cobb, there's a lot of names here, I do apologise, how Chief Engineer Cobb has basically been stealing her medical supplies. And it's notably the strongest of her opiates, so her like morphines and that kind of thing, which she's using for kind of painkillers should any injuries happen, should the crew get, horribly mutilated or that kind of thing. And she suggests in her letter that Cobb actually has a bad drug habit. And she's writing to Butcher Noggs to kind of have them retrieved. And she's not made it public, and she kind of wants to keep Cobb's position on the ship as she knows that he's a great engineer, and the ship would be kind of fucked without him. So basically, Chris are writing to Noggs about Cobb's drug habit and stealing her supplies. But yeah. It's not been sent yet, so Noggs doesn't know.
The letter.
Sorry?
Phinneas takes the letter.
Ooh.
Yes.
Just into your pocket.
Yeah.
Into your waistcoat pocket.
Yeah.
Nice.
Just stashes it away in a, I don't know, in a summit, in a thing. Maybe he's got a little. Maybe he's got a little pocket book of some kind somewhere, and he just puts it in there. It's not like hidden, but it's not like sticking out of his breast pocket or something. Thanks.
Yeah, the captain walks in. Is that what's that note right there? In your top pocket, sir.
If you fold it into a tie and wears it.
Oh, like in Glass Onion when it's behind the thing the whole time.
Oh.
It's the center of the onion.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. Don't know what he might use that for yet, but I think in his world, where he is trying to be devious and calculating and cunning at every step, it can only serve to benefit him if others are in chaos. If the Doctor doesn't know where the letter's gone,
Indeed.
then there's, conflict that he might be able to take advantage of, and also he has the information. He could use it later. Or
Exactly.
we all a bit of blackmail, don't we?
And
Favorite
here
kind
I
of mail.
was. Here I was thinking you'd use that information to go and deliver justice.
Justice? If there was any justice, we wouldn't be on this boat.
You're goddamn right.
He might not do anything with it. He's not just an agent of chaos. But gotta find some way to put it to his advantage.
Well, it's not chaotic neutral.
Nah.
I think we all are in this game, aren't we?
Yeah, probably. I don't know, apart from old Bloodsucky McGee over there.
Oh yeah, yeah, chaotic evil, neutral evil, maybe.
It's not her fault she's a vampire. There's a
Yeah,
person who
literally.
killed her.
It's still a choice.
Don't know. I guess the vampire spirit is evil, I suppose. That's the conflicting. Yeah, neutrally all sounds right to me.
So Myre's written a note to leave on the Augur's desk next to her spooky things,
Okay.
and it says, "Whispers say Steward Sly partakes in a heretical pastime contained by his favourite bottle."
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh.
Could you repeat that once more?
I'm basically like cheekily telling her about the bottle, like Wester Sly's bottle of spirit juice.
Oh my, do you sign it off with your name?
No,
Just checking.
why would I do that?
Whoa, getting up for good books.
Yeah,
I don't know. You don't know how she reacts to snitches.
exactly. Yeah, I don't. Oh yeah, no.
Nice. Well, make a note of that. You left a note. Yeah. So, do you want to do any more snooping, or are you kind of like finishing your cleaning?
Yeah, how many rooms have we
And,
done? 4?
3 so far, but I think the rest are fairly standard, uninteresting.
Fine.
Unless you want to produce more.
If I'm told the rooms are uninteresting, then I'm going to assume they're uninteresting.
Yeah, we just get the cleaning done.
Please describe the uninteresting rooms to me.
I was going to say
Which types
we
of
should
do we
really get
clean?
the GM to
so that
make
I
up
can
stuff on
make
the
my
spot.
own judgment. No, let's
What's that?
let's leave Johnny Vegas cleaning the bogs and
I can't remember what video I was watching, but someone was saying about, again, moaning about D&D, but they were saying when players go into the shop and they're like, what's on the shelves in the shop? It's like, do you want me to read you the equipment list in the player's handbook? Like, come on. It's like, what else do you have for sale?
there really is, I think, an often underappreciated element of it being a two-way street here, where you're like,
Yeah.
you're
Yeah,
working together here, and it's supposed to just be making the GM work for stuff. If the GM tells you something, you're probably just supposed to go, all right.
it's like you're going to
No,
a
it's
restaurant.
only
you go into a restaurant, you're just asking for the specials list, and it's like a dictionary. Yeah, thank you, mate. Cheers. But isn't it where that you're saying, Milo, though, where the players kind of have to like, yeah, so what would you have to sell? Oh, I'd imagine you'd have, potions, maybe a map of the sewer system or whatnot, or that kind of thing. Kind of feed into it a bit.
Yeah, but also just not like create challenges out of nowhere for no
Yeah,
reason.
True.
Well, D&D
I
is
would
like,
be-
it's literally the stuff in the book is the only stuff you can buy. Unless
Yeah.
it's like
If you've been playing D&D for a bit, you know that there's fuck all you can buy in the shops. If you've even opened the shop page once,
Yeah.
you'll also find that it's actually prohibitively expensive to even buy a health potion. So why don't we just not bother with any of that?
Yeah, but counterpoint, because it's a TTRPG, aren't you as a DM like just allowed to come up with your own shit?
Oh, let's not go down this rabbit hole.
It does feel like too big a question.
Well,
I feel like
Welcome to
maybe
every
that's allowed.
op-ed we ever have to write about, like whether a new mechanic in an RPG is good or bad or worthwhile or not, and the default response is, well, just homebrew it if you don't like it. It's like, well, what are we paying for then?
Exactly.
Like, this is the game design. Like,
Yeah, you have a 10-foot pole you can buy in D&D, and if you say that you should be able to buy a 20-foot pole, then that's probably going to break every single dungeon in the game somehow.
Oh.
Or it's going to make some class obsolete or something.
Well, leave that for the D&D nerds, I suppose.
anyway,
Someone in
we've
Crowe.
cleaned the rooms. We've cleaned the rooms. We've cleaned them
How did you clean them, Jangles?
using my feet and hands, and with a J cloth secured in the end of my articulated robot tech.
And how do you feel about your cleaning duties, Jangles?
I think Jangles probably just switches into like just work mode and withdraws a little bit inside himself. Like he's not
Like
getting out of the
escapism.
car. He tried stealing a thing or doing something and got burned, and now he's like, all right, let's just get this one out of the way.
Oh, poor Jangles.
Jangles tried to watch a YouTube video in his lunch break, and then his manager messaged him with loads more work to do, so he decided it's not worth doing ever again.
Yeah.
Yep.
I did mention that they installed a new program on the computers where they can monitor your activity.
Yeah.
Fucking corporate assholes. So, I imagine at some point during the as you kind of finish cleaning, Percy Perkins comes and finds you, following the odor of cleaning materials, the chlorine or whatever they have in Dustfall, bleach, Leviathan bleach, and kind of inspects each room. And he's like, "Oh yes, sirs, very well done, very well cleaned. I hope you've not been snooping around in the officers' goods and all their journals and whatnot, sir. That'd be most untoward, sir. Anyway, I'll trust you enough. It looks like you've done a fine job. Just as you were then, as you were." And I guess you go back to your crew quarters, completing your duty for the day, and you're kind of like, you make your way to your quarters and you're kind of chilling, you're in Myre's in his onesie, you guys are chilling like a villain. Do you want to like kind of recount the day? Talk about your experiences.
I'd like to hear about how each of the toilets were cleaned, and who had the best and worst toilet.
I feel like the butcher is going to have the bomb site of a
Oh
toilet,
god.
isn't he?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jangles.
Sometimes
Jangles
you
is
ask
just
questions
like,
you don't realise that you really don't want the answers to them.
And his stack of Andy McNabb novels on the side as well, like well thumbed.
oh yeah, some confusing
Why was-
stains on some of the pages.
What a fantastic reference point.
Jangles is just gonna collapse on his bunk in the corner, like grumbling and swearing to himself and rubbing his eyes. Still, all the diodes in his eyes are still hurting.
Oh, poor Jangles.
Could probably have used some of the bleach on Jangles as well, like just like scrubbing under his arms. Get that new hull smell.
Give him a little polish.
Yeah.
Actually, not a bad idea, except for the fact that Jangles has a weird aversion to cleaning himself, which is probably like a holdover from his living time as some deck-swabbing skivvy.
Mikey, we kind of said that Jangles would have done a bit of cleaning on your ship, because I imagine Tiet would have just, given that duty while he's not, doing his primary function of guarding yourself.
Yeah. Well, there wasn't much threat
sound-
back previously, so yeah, definitely.
I doubt Cahn would ever have deigned to do any of the lug work.
No, she was a pretty hands-on captain when she was captain of the vessel, but no, maybe not quite as much as she ranked up. Pretty happy to find a worker monkey.
A worker monkey.
Yeah, ownership of
That's
a
an
worker
ape,
monkey.
sir.
That's an ape,
That's
sir.
an ape, sir.
Yeah, ownership of a worker monkey doesn't seem like someone who would be interested in cleaning.
Who would?
Exactly.
Apart from, well, I don't know. Excellent. So, let's say, again, a few days pass. This, that, the other. Previously, the last couple days, last 6 days or so, have been fairly stormy and horrible conditions. This kind of relaxes in the last couple of days, so kind of through the worst of the storm, and it kind of settles into it. As in your visions you saw that kind of hazy bluish mist that kind of surrounds the ship, and it sets in thicker and thicker as the days go on, which is unsettling at the least, because it's almost nostalgic for you. You kind of have a strong feeling of deja vu, having witnessed it before. So it's not very tasty. I think it probably puts you on edge. If you weren't already, I think it probably makes you more anxious. Because you're putting two and two together more or less. But yeah, would you like to do anything in this kind of like days that have passed? Are there any particular activities you would want to do?
I'm gonna keep an eye out to see if my note has any effects.
Okay.
I can't remember where we got to on the whole getting jobs within the butcher's employ, because if not, Tiet's getting pretty ravenous for the taste of blood.
Yeah, so you
Yes.
did kind of secure employment with the butcher, as of the last time, because he was quite impressed with what you managed to extract from those kind of three dudes. So he did say, like, I think the conversation went to something along the lines of, he was impressed with what you did, and he'd be happy for you to kind of help him with, butchering the viscera, kind of storing it, but then also quelling mutinies, and that kind of thing. So you're one of his kind of more trusted
Oh, that's good.
staff now.
So one of her main aims is to, well, I mean, I don't know. Again, I don't really know what the end result is. To be as subtly as she can, feasting on as small amounts as she can of viscera and Leviathan blood. She's not got a straw and a big tankard of drink, but she's trying to quell that hunger. I have no idea what happens if someone drinks Leviathan blood, to be honest. Or
Well,
if she's even got access to pure Leviathan blood, or if she's just
I don't know.
nibbling on bits of viscera. But
I'm gonna, Mikey.
she's-
I'm starting a clock for it.
Oh,
Sorry,
God.
go on.
Yeah, but she's certainly again, she's two priorities: quell her hunger by it's taking the minimal amounts of what have you done? Minimal amount of viscera, and also obviously doing it in a very as subtly as you can. She doesn't want to be discovered, doesn't want to kind of blow the operation. But that's her main aim, is to stay satiated as best she can. But I don't know what the side effects of eating leviathans is.
Well, you'll soon find out.
Okay, we shall.
on a 6, yeah. Jeez.
Is that 6 segments, or is that just how much time passes, or how much?
I was rolling to see how many segments
Christ.
that's not 6 segments. That'll be like 2 segments.
Fine.
I won't let you know how many segments there are.
Sure, that's the best kind of clock. I remember watching a video about that once, about hiding your clocks.
Yeah, I think that's a bit more juicy.
It's 3
Yeah, I think
segments
so.
for a 6.
3, you say?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, indeed.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I think. Do the work.
Sucking on it
Nibble
like a
on
big
some
flannel.
viscera.
So you're essentially nibbling on and kind of drinking demon blood, because Leviathans
sounds
are
good.
demons.
Perfect.
So yeah.
So that's good. It's like
yeah.
my B now, basically, is what you're saying.
Yeah, it's like it's
Well, it's
one to
that.
one with water. Just do it like squash, mate. It's fine.
It's that or murder people. So, see what happens.
I think you'd be better off murdering, to be fair.
Yeah, it's not as fun, is it?
No, not at all. I was re-listening to the last session today, and I was giddy when I heard that was your goal. I was like, "Fuck, Ellie's mad." I love it. Oh, brilliant.
She's basically insane, really, because again, just from the possession, the drowning, the horror.
Oh yeah.
She's not of clear mind.
No,
That's
not
for
at
sure.
all. I mean that drowning and then coming alive again definitely has its effect on someone, right?
You playing like you're driving a stolen car.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe we do that as well.
He is starting to believe.
It's good enough in one shot to do that.
Yeah. What happens next? What happens next?
Let me have a little think.
Okay.
Phinneas, do you wanting to do anything in these days that have passed?
Well, I'm contemplating what to do with my stolen letter. But it feels like it might be something best saved for a moment, rather than just being like, I got this dirt.
What did it say again?
It said that let's get this right. Wait, I forgot who it was. Someone has been stealing all the morphine. I've forgotten which person it was though. The quartermaster? It was to the quartermaster.
Cobb the engineer.
Cobb the engineer's been huffing all the morphine. Not great, because shouldn't operate heavy machinery. And also, no morphine for the boys. And the boys love getting morphine when they've lost a leg. So it's a bit like kind of want to go and do some blackmail with it, but it just sort of feels a bit like for the sake of it. Like he's sort of got it as a bit of a. His other options he's contemplating going to be like, hey, my old information broker buddy, I got dirt. If I got wares if you got the coin, but also we're stuck on a boat. So I'm not not gonna have much to do with it. So I sort of feel like he's gonna sit on it for a bit.
Could you try and like blackmail our way into getting better duties, like during the actual Leviathan hunt? Less dangerous duties.
What are you saying about my duties?
You know what? You're right. Driving the stolen car. Drink the Leviathan blood. Blackmail the engineer. Let's go.
Yeah. I don't know what our duties would be during the actual hunting sort of section, but maybe
I
the
like to think
engineer
that
can
there's
help
someone
us.
who sits at the helping the engineer, passing out spears, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Banging the
there's
hunting drum.
There's generally not a safe role. Like, all the sailors, the chum, which you more or less are, go first, and the sailors go second, but they're definitely more or less required.
Well, can the engineer give us some more protection? Does he have like good gear he can give us?
I imagine so, yeah.
Hey, now you're thinking like a coward. Yeah, go on, let's do it. Let's use
bucket
these
boots.
intervening days to go and have a little chat to the engineer. Trying to think how Phinneas would exactly approach this conversation.
Maybe you should do it through a proxy, that little sneaky guy you have.
Oh yeah. Then again, I feel like I should probably make some use of these, not to metagame, but to play the game. Use all these pips of sway. I've got, you know. I feel like I think perhaps in a if this was a situation in a bigger, longer campaign, that would be even more devious. But might as well be a player, I guess. All right. So what he'll do is, is there a way to do this even more surreptitiously? Nah. Right. Phinneas is going to go and talk to his old pal, the information broker, whose name is Salia. And get Salia to set up a meeting.
Okay. Nice.
Phinneas and the engineer, and I think Phinneas would also ask Crowe if he wanted to be involved or not, because they seem to complement each other somewhat. I don't know if it'd be his vibe or not.
Well, I shall also jump into this stolen car with you then, I guess. I think Crowe probably wouldn't want to get involved in blackmail that he has nothing to do with. But I think someone seemingly very capable like Phinneas asking for his help is too juicy to pass up.
Ooh.
So getting a strong ally in Phinneas at the cost of, doing this deed.
Nice. So you're going to visit Stasia?
If that's what the engineer is called.
No, I thought you were saying you're going to do information broker. Who you going to? Sorry.
Oh, on my sheet it says she's called Salia, but
Salia. Okay.
Stasia now. That's
Stasia.
What a former life failing for the CCCP. Yeah. Well, I think that bit I would probably just like to say probably just happens but she can set something up.
Yeah, because I don't want to do her accent, because I think when we were...
Well, she's clearly Russian now, so...
Well, she was Lorenzo's information broker, I think, and she was an Italian woman, and I can't do that accent. Oh, Lorenzo!
Oh, Lorenzo!
Oh, Lorenzo!
How is your mother?
Exactly.
It's probably better we skip that one, huh?
It's a very good that we're not streaming anymore.
It's still going on YouTube.
It's okay, I'll check the demos. I'm pretty sure I have 0 Italian viewers, so it's fine.
She's got 2 sons. They're both plumbers.
It's gonna be the day. It's gonna. All right, so yeah, get me a meet with Cobb.
Yeah, brilliant. I love this.
Cobbs, Knobs, and Blobs are what the all officers are all called, apparently.
I was
and
literally
knobbers.
I was looking through my notes today and thinking Cobb and Nog is far too similar, syllable-wise, and you know, Og. It's like ogre names, basically.
Yeah, I was going to say, isn't that the 3 trolls from The Hobbit?
Yeah, inspired, not stolen,
no,
inspired.
I think they've got English names. They're like
Yeah.
called Bert. Will
Charles
and
and yeah.
And I thought they were good.
Charles, not Dave. Phil. Alrighty. So.
Right, let's meet the cobbler.
Yeah. So you'd probably find Cobb kind of in the engineering bay, engine room kind of area of the ship. So it's right at the back at the bottom. And you kind of enter, and it's this huge room with these kind of metal walls, metal ceiling, all the rest of it, and these massive generators. You've got a twin pair of generators, and they're very steampunky. You got big kind of tubes with like Leviathan oil, electroplasm and whatnot pumping in and out. All this, the odd like bell and whistle for whatever reason, that kind of thing, and kind of at the front of that you've got Cobb. Let me find the description. Oh yes, so Cobb is the stout fella. He's got a welding mask lifted on his head, with various runes marking it. And he's got his pet parrot on his shoulder, kind of just nestled in there. And he's kind of like, barking orders at all the engineers, basically. As the various parts of the engine system are going off and whatnot. He has a kind of like a control panel or whatever he's monitoring. That kind of thing. So yeah, you approach. What do you say? How do you introduce yourself?
Good night, Mr. Cobb.
Didn't we meet him when we were entertaining him
Yes.
in the first session? Yeah.
Yeah.
So you might recognise us.
Yeah, I'd probably go with you're right, Mr. Cobb. You might remember me, might not, but if you had a nice evening off the officers' party, you may have enjoyed some of the fine food that I had prepared for you. If you've forgotten, perhaps my name's Phinneas.
All right, Phinneas. I certainly did not forget. What's that accent? I was trying to go for Scouse.
It started.
Wow, really?
All right. All right. My name's Cobb. Let's go to Brummy. Right.
Honestly, I
Have you
think
been
there's
to
no
Liverpool?
pain in the world greater.
Look,
than
I wasn't even practicing it today, and then now it's just out of my mind. So I'm avoiding the accent.
It's a fantasy game. Just say it's Taika Rossi accent. It's fine.
There you go. Job's good. Job's done.
Excellent. Yeah. It's gonna just go Cockney, so be prepared. Hello, was it Phineas? I certainly do remember those delicious meats you served. They were quite a treat. I do remember.
And his whiskey, probably.
Indeed.
Oh, yeah.
That vintage. I've not had my lips. I've not had a vintage of that quality. Bless my lips in quite a while. So thank you for that.
I suppose the fine whiskey was probably a nice little treat to take the edge off. Well, I'm sure we we all need a bit of that. Working on the ship.
Indeed it was. You work up quite a sweat down here in the engine room. And he kind of like takes a massive wide arm and wipes his brow. And you kind of see the sweat flick on the floor as he wipes it off.
I suppose you'd probably need a little more than whiskey every now and then to keep the edge off. Such a difficult job down here as it is.
What, you offering something, or what's your game here, pal?
I suppose I'm offering you something. I'm offering you an opportunity to have a little problem go away. Of course.
Oh yeah?
Help never comes for of course help never comes for free, does it?
And what problem may that be?
Well, I'm sure you'll already know that there are some supplies that help take the edge off around here. I think the unfortunate thing is that well, the people seem to know what the solution is as well, and who's been taking those supplies and what they might have been using them for.
Taking those supplies? Supplies?
It'd be ever such a problem if the other officers, perhaps the captain, were to find out that all the morphine was going missing, wouldn't it? But of course, I'm here to help.
And where is that morphine going?
I suppose best that nobody finds out. But I've it on good authority that it's been going to user. This is a judgment-free ship, of course. We've all got our voices. Best keep them quiet, though, eh?
That is quite the accusation.
And not what I'd make without proof. And then I think he proceeds to give him his best steely stare.
Do you fancy rolling?
Nah.
Any game? Don't think so. I've just realised that Crowe was supposedly coming down here as well. Is Crowe just sort of
He's backed out last minute.
doing his thing?
I think he's definitely letting you take the lead on your little not operation
Blackmail.
gambit. But I was just thinking about how I was going to assist, and I think when it comes to it, when you say how you are, what action you are doing, then I will jump in with the assist.
Well, what I would like to do is sort of roll this into a wanna. I think that. Well, I don't know if Cobb would believe that there is proof or not. He. Actually, you know what? I think I'd probably. Right. Here's what he'll do. I think at this point he will get the letter out. And without revealing who the letter is from, I think he will just sort of wave the letter about, saying that he's got it on good authority that one of the other officers is aware. And then he'll say, but of course, this letter could just go straight into the fires of the furnace. Once, of course, you've paid the price for this problem-solving adventure. And then I suppose he will sway.
Mm-hmm.
Or he will hope to sway.
I think it's going to be risky standard, but I'm willing to give a plus dice for the evidence you got, the letter.
Excellent. That seems reasonable to me.
And I think you can kind of see him, even though he was sweating profusely before from the engine bay, how hot it is in here, I think you can see him kind of like sweating just a bit more. And he's kind of like furrowing his brow as he's really trying to scrutinize you, look into your soul to see if you're actually telling the truth or if you just fucking made this up on the spot.
Yeah, it'd be it'd be a pretty roughly accurate thing to make up on the spot for a bit of blackmail.
Yeah.
You know, when someone comes to you and there's like, I've got proof of that thing that you are doing, that you know you're doing, that you didn't think anyone knew you were doing. He might not believe
Say
it.
that to anyone. Eventually, it'll
Well,
work.
I think
Yeah, that's what I do. Actually, I go out on the street, being like, "You be nicking supplies for the office."
I think people are aware that he does take drugs and he's a bit of a druggie, but he's not necessarily like nobody knows he's stealing.
Yeah, yeah, it's reasonable.
Yeah, I think Myre, Crowe, sort of dabbing, also sweating, forehead, obviously, you know, damp usually, very much damp down here as well. And says, oh yes, and don't worry about it. If we do burn this letter, you can trust that we will be using what is in our powers to convince the author of such a note to not let it go any further.
Very well.
Very well. Roll me a dice then.
You slimy bastard.
I'm
You
going to spread
slimy
this
pair
for
of
effect.
moist bastards.
Let's get desperate, boys.
So how many dice do you have? Tell me, because you got the +1 from Myre, you got the +1 from having the letter.
It'll now be 5.
5.
What? Only Milo rolls 5 dice in this game.
Can I push past desperate? I want. Right, so
Pushed
it is
yourself.
desperate. Shit! I actually haven't pushed myself yet. I mean,
Actually, I'm thinking of changing the consequence to desperate.
is that so that I can't make it more effect? Why would it be desperate rather than risky?
Because
Desperate's like life-threatening.
yeah, because you're accusing him of exposing him basically, and this would seriously affect his reputation, right? He's also in where he is surrounded by his own guys. It's not just any part of the crew. He's surrounded by the engineers who work for him directly, who are in his pocket already.
He might also find it easier to just knock us over the head and throw us in the furnace as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, fair enough.
or throw you overboard. There's many ways
Fair
of
enough.
disposing of people there.
I don't think you need
Um,
great effect.
Well,
No,
I
'cause
just
I think
want it. Okay, I want it.
I want to be
know.
great with 5 die.
You had your what was the effect I had to give you
It was
at the end of our last
extreme.
campaign?
It was extreme, wasn't it?
Was it? I think it was even one higher than that, wasn't it? It was like
Nah,
No, it's extreme is the top.
It was
I
like
think nothing
godlike.
higher than it was past great.
godlike, yeah. What the fuck?
Yeah.
10 dice and godlike effect.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's like probably the only sway roll I'll actually make. Make it a good one. All right, so we'll go. We'll get standard effect then.
Desperate standard, because I just don't think there'd be much more. Like, what's the difference from a standard to a great effect? You tell me. What would you think that'd be?
He submits to become my vassal for the rest of the trip. Yeah, fine. So
He gives us like special anti-Leviathan armor.
Mind armor. He teaches you CBT.
yeah. Well, let's be three bonus dice because I will push myself. Because I don't want to go in the furnace.
Neither do I.
6 die.
Crowe goes in the furnace. 6 dice.
You're
So
pushing yourself.
yep.
I need to take a stress as well.
Oh, that's a triple 6.
It's a mega crit. It's an uber crit.
It's never been done.
The
Yeah,
noise
that's-
gate.
Milo's mic like auto volume
Yeah.
down in there.
Yeah.
Noise gate's terrific.
It's. I don't know if they have rules for an uber crit in the book.
A mega crit. So
He throws himself into the furnace, and that's actually not what we want.
I think he goes with a quick movement to try and snatch the letter out of your hands, and you pull it away at the last second, and he kind of like falls forward towards you, and kind of almost falls, but he trips, and kind of all the crew turn around and kind of look, and they're like, "Huh? What's going on there?" It's a bit weird, and they kind of think he was a bit of a fool, but yeah, he kind of steadies himself. He's like, all right. What will it be? What do you want?
Well, wouldn't exactly call myself a coward. Nor would I call Mr. Crowe one either. But not a big fan of dying. So I want the best of the best, all the best equipment for me and my boys. I want you to give me everything you reasonably can, so that we don't die in the fight.
Alright. Yeah. There's a back room by my quarters. It's a personal room. Draw the back curtain away alongside the wall. There's an hidden door. And he gives you some keys. Everything you need is in there, and if it's not, well, I'm fucked, I suppose. But between you and me, let's keep this on the down low, yeah? On the hush. Don't want this getting out.
Well, I'm nothing but a businessman, Mr. Cobb. Don't you worry. Not just here to sow seeds of dissent. Just a relatively honest man trying to stay alive. Once our equipment's been secured, I can put on good authority. This note will be going right into the furnace, and I'll be sending Mr. Crowe to ensure that that the message is delivered to the author of the letter.
Excellent. And did you mention you have some substances of your own?
I think Phinneas would just take what's left of his slumber essence and hand it over as he heads off, and says, "It's been a pleasure doing business with you."
And I think with that he kind of shakes hands with you, but passes you some coins in the handshake.
Oh,
what's the currency? What's the currency in Dustfall?
Coin.
Yeah, some like gold coin.
Some
Like,
coin.
Yeah, it's all abstract, isn't it?
He hands you some gold coin with the Emperor's face on it.
And who said
that's the good
blackmail
stuff.
couldn't kind of be wholesome, you know?
Myre's parting words to him. It's going to be, and I apologise for having to put you in this indelicate situation. I can see that we are not too dissimilar. We are not from too dissimilar backgrounds, I wager. I feel like it really comes down to us and them, doesn't it, Mr. Cobb? We will look after you and make sure that you are safely. You continue to work on this ship. It's not you that we have a problem with. And if you are looking for the most illicit substances, then you might do worse than to check in on the office of Mr. Westersly. Don't let anyone know I told you.
Oh yeah, well, that's mighty fine interesting that. I knew that crafty bugger had something good up his sleeve. Is it something tasty?
It is not for me, but gentlemen such as yourself may partake.
Very well. Very good, chaps. It's an unfortunate situation for us to be meeting again, but I suppose that's the way of things nowadays.
Look, one of the,
Um,
somebody's gonna kill Wester Sly for me.
I think you're marking this man.
It's gonna be like
Um,
Murder on the Orient Express, and they're all gonna like stab him.
That was a shit ending. I hate that. I felt robbed. I was like trying to do the Guess Who thing the whole time, and then they all done it. What a cop out.
Yeah, that's the beauty of the Agatha Christie.
Yeah. Funny enough, Cobb actually had your next duty as well.
Oh, awkward.
While you're here, while you're here, I don't know who's here and who's not now.
I know.
I seem to have lost 2 players.
I'm here.
Like he's gone to.
I'm always here.
Okay, just the one. Yeah, Mike is gone momentarily. But I'll just yeah. Okay. I'm just trying to think how to play this out. Yeah, okay, let's fucking do it. Okay, so out of nowhere you kind of hear some thunder in the background. Some like quite very loud thunder. And the ship kind of like shake in a way that's unnatural. You know, you're used to swaying the ship and how it bobs usually in the sea. But this is as if something's pushed it, shoved it almost. And then you kind of hear Crowe from down the corridors kind of screaming as they come running to the engine bay. And they're like, "Water! Water! We're taking aboard water!" And behind them is just fucking water flooding in, black void sea water as well.
Ugh.
As it gushes through, the engineers are desperately, you know, kind of trying to, you know, turn the valves and whatnot to close the doors, the blast doors. No, but yeah, they're closing like the emergency shutters, and all hell kind of breaks loose. People were kind of moving quickly in, obviously between their stations and whatnot, but now they're like running about. It's all stations basically. And Cobb kind of turns to his terminal, which is like, you know, it's Sparkcraft, but it's not like super sci-fi, so it's probably got like some LED which is blinking to show that there's a breach down the line. And he's like, "Whoa, well, that's not very fucking good, is it? Seems we've got a breach. We're taking on board water, lads." And he kind of puts his head in his hands like this, and he's like, "Oh, fuck, you know. Not yet. Right, you four. I need you to go and fucking put on some diving suits. I said I gave you the key to my quarters. Take that. There's a good equipment there for you. Get some diving suits on. Go over the top. Get down and see what that breach is."
Well, I did specifically say I wasn't really trying to die with this venture. But, I suppose we'll call it even.
Listen, boys, if you don't get to it, we're all fucked.
Jolly good. Let's go and huff some gear then, and figure out what we can nab from the supplies. I think maybe we can figure out between this and next next time what quality equipment that will save our lives in the Leviathan.
I mean, you've definitely done yourself a solid there, because you're gonna go in with bog standard gear and equipment to do this. I know you're getting the fucking artisanal shit. So mech suits galore.
The Grandmaster wolf armor from The Witcher 3.
Exactly. Maybe before you guys went to Bob in the first place, you were chilling, and I think you might have heard down the line that there was a big debacle, big bit of drama in the crew's quarters, in front of hundreds of the ship's crew. There was Lawrie, the ship's auger, was seen storming across the crew's quarters. Like all the crew standing there, kind of breaking apart, making part for her as she kind of, parts this ocean of bodies, and as if picking out, a great big red sausage in a field of normal sausages. I don't know, a big red thing. That was an awful description. As if, whatever. She picks out Wester Sly, who's kind of, just sat down enjoying his lunch, his tea, and she goes, oh, this is all through what you've been passed on, but she goes, Sly, you fucking dog. And she kind of challenges him, and she shouts some fucking Taikarosi curses at him. And you've heard this go down, and you've heard, maybe Myre, you've seen him since, but Wester Sly himself has a mark on his hand of a similar rune that you saw in Arquo's room, and his basically all his skin is going like a ghostly grey color. It's like the life's draining from him. He's not looking well.
Like Myre.
Yes, his hands are getting damp. No, but it's literally like the life's draining from him, and he's basically kind of decomposing. In a way.
What, is he going decomposed to death? Or is he kind of like
I guess you'll see.
Flying Scotsman. No wait, Dutchman. Flying Dutchman. Curse.
What are we talking, like Gift of Nurgle?
Well, I guess you'll see next session.
I guess we will.
You mean I've made him stronger?
No,
plague buried.
No, it's I don't think you'd know even. I don't think your characters would know anything about Taikarosi curses and the like. But it's not good. It's not good for him. You definitely wouldn't want this to happen to you.
He's still in post.
Yeah, but he's like bound to his quarters for the next couple of days.
So I can sub in.
Yeah, definitely.
Nice.
He's really not looking well.
Nice.
And you know how he was his usual snobby asshole yourself? He doesn't even have energy for that anymore. He kind of just answers with one-word answers to any question asked and that kind of thing. Yeah. He wouldn't be sipping any spirit wine anytime soon.
Blackmail Cobb to blowtorch his door shut.
Take the wine first.
One more thing.
I think if you ever happen to pass my Crowe's room, maybe someone sprayed like a skull on it or something like that, or some other graffiti.
You mean Wester Sly, not Myre Crowe?
Yes, that's the one. That's the slimy bastard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good old Wester.
Nice.
Stop killing my NPCs!
I'm not killing him. I just want his job,
Well-
which I've got now. So there. So you've got more NPCs than I had in our entire year-long campaign already.
Mate, there's hundreds of crewmen.
Exactly.
Um,
And they're all cockney as your
I think-
father.
also, after this whole, you've heard about this, and then after that, you've kind of there's chatter amongst the crew that there's been Leviathan's sign, and that being the Master Augur has been divining, and she's getting a whiff of Leviathan. There's been spottings on the sea, on the horizon of Leviathan spawn. And these are typically creatures that have been released from the Leviathan itself, kind of like minor creatures, lesser creatures. But yeah, they've been spotted, kind of, looming on the horizon. Looming through the mist.
Nice.
But yeah, I'll leave you with that, where you're in the engineering bay, and the ship's been shaken and it's taken on a bunch of water.
But we got some nice gear.
Yeah, indeedy. So you can start with that next week.
Woo!
I'll make a note that you've got the nice gear.
Oh, you better. I'm gonna write nice gear at the top of my items.
Yeah. Yeah. Free load, 0 load. Nice gear.
Nice gear. It's gonna count as heavy armor plus.
Special anti-Leviathan armor, maybe?
Yeah, spirit proof, built-in spirit charm gauntlet, spirit bane, spirit bane gauntlets.
What?
Yeah,
Demon
Punch to
Bane.
the face. Yeah. Demon Bane
shoulder-mounted
one.
electroplasm lanterns. Don't want to get caught out in the dark.
Is it?
That's
is
true.
Is it just a wheelchair? We open the door. It's just a wheelchair. Oh, I don't know
Oh,
where I found this.
fuck!
It's just washed up on shore one day.
Men.
Nice.
Cool. I was very surprised. I like how you blackmailed Cobb. I wasn't expecting that at all.
That's the game, bro. That's the game.
That's the get. Well, yes, but I mean, it's fun to be approaching situations from the devious angle.
Yeah, and it definitely helps your next duty as well.
I should hope so. I should hope so. I'm not taking it off. Shut with all the duties. I'm fucking Iron Man now.
You actually don't get the full effects of a rest if you wear your armor.
No. Curse you.
It takes you 10 minutes to put it on, so you can't put it on before the fight.
And Cobb last minute engineered it so it self-destructs after it's been put on.
Damn you, Cobb. Cobb's revenge.
Want to use your other weapon, do you?
That's the name of the next
In
one
a
shot.
backpack.
Next one shot, we all play the officers. We all talk in Cockney accents.
Hey. You know, you DM for ages. You know how hard it is. Fuck
Cobb.
you.
Gob. Lob.
Look, I swear in the first session I even had different accents for them, but now it's Cobb and Nob have definitely blended into the same person almost. Apart from the descriptions and how they are, I do have traits for each of them, and Cobb's trait was that he does get to his goals through negotiation. So you blackmailing him was quite in his character.
Nice.
I like to
Well,
think that he
interesting.
feels he's just been involved in a negotiation and had services offers, which is sort of the flip side of blackmail.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's why by the end of it he was trying to see if you could sell him some drugs as well.
Yeah, the new deal.
Yeah, exactly.
The art of the deal.
Yeah, we're friends now. On some of the best relationships probably start with Blackmail, you know? Like,
Yeah, and I think
probably.
Myre was correct in assuming that he's probably the most like working class officer as well. Like he's not going to be one of them lot.
Cobb, yeah.
He's down in the engine room, so
I mean, he's basically more or
There's
less.
the lords and ladies down there, do they?
no.
He's a very much a man of his craft, right? He's like he's one of the best at what they do, and he's definitely irreplaceable on the ship. So he's definitely focused on his craft and honed it in. He's a true artisan.
Nice.
Yeah. And I like his little parrot on his shoulder. I tried. Do you like my parrot voice? That's the one accent I nail. Is a parrot.
Yeah, I definitely got that was parrot. Yeah.
Thank you. Spies.
I think I read a fantasy series once where there was like, you just made me remember it, but there's something about they had like steam ironclad ships, and they had like people who could do like fire magic in the engine rooms.
Avatar: Last Airbender.
No, and I think when they were like desperate
same.
situations, they were like fucking blow all the magic into the furnace at the risk of like killing their engineers, basically.
Sick.
It was quite cool. Yeah,
Sounds like Warhammer.
it was.
Sounds like the Chaos Dwarves.
Kind of. Let's try and remember what that was. Anyway.
Anyway,
Nice.
well, I hope you enjoyed.
Very good, sir. Enjoyed
Yes,
it.
sir.
It was... Oh, hello.
We'll draw to a close next sesh. With the Leviathan hunt starting and ending.
And it sings us a song.
Archie
Exactly.
blows.
So
You can just say the Archie blows. We need to decide now.
the captain,
Yeah.
Archie blows.
He's Scottish, isn't he, to be fair?
Exactly. I do have some pretty sick images as well for next time. I've got quite a lot, so
Nice.
as well as description, I can provide some imagery.
Nice. And then
Which
you will
would be
need to
sick.
watch. Then you will need to watch the 2-hour-long video on how to play Dragonbane on Alchemy.
It's not the homework.
Beat it there, mate.
I've been marking for that. What's the due date?
Probably a week after next, then. 2 weeks from now.
My dog ate my YouTube video.
Well, you can get
Sorry.
you can get a pre-made character then. Bill
No.
the Beak. Yeah.
I'm playing the Duck Wizard. Yeah. Put that up in your pipe and smoke it.
Then you
No
better.
one's allowed
then you,
to play a duck character called Bill. It's not allowed.
then you really need to watch the video, Lawrie, because the magic system is like extra rules.
I'm gonna play a duck druid who only turns into other things but not a duck.
I'm going to play a duck druid who can only turn into a duck.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And he still quacks in other forms.
Yeah. I mean that's yeah.
Confusing.
I mean, birds. A lot of birds wish they could swim. A lot of fish wish they could fly. Ducks can
Do
do
they?
it all.
Know a lot of fish, do you?
Oh yes.
They're attracted to my wet hands.
I'm but the humblest of fish, sir.
No, it's not Perkins.
What is he?
I'm gonna bring back Perkins in Dragonbane and show you how it's done.
Yes. I'm going to school you on Perkins.
What would each character
deep
be if they were
Perkins
a
lore.
fish?
Don't know.
Micro would be a mackerel. Slimy mackerel.
No, it'll be a salmon because he gets all the
Swims
way up, goes all the way up that stream,
Swims up river, yeah.
despite all the odds.
And then gets clawed out by a bear.
Probably.
Nom 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 nom.
Yeah, he spends all of his life trying to swim up the fucking waterfall, and he still ends up in a Mackie roll.
Yeah.
Oh dear, sir.
Yeah.
Maybe you should have just gone down the river like the GM said.
Yeah. I mean, it's really like real life. The Mackie,
Yeah.
the Mackie role of marketing agency life. Forever.
Oh, it's quite dark.
Well.
I'm salty like soy.
Well then, I'll see you all next week.
On that bombshell.
You made me sad.
All right. Yeah, good hustle, lads.
Thank you
Good luck,
for saying.
All right.
Take care.
Bye bye.
Doodle pin.
Bye bye.